Thank you very much, everybody. Well, the golden age of America begins right now.
Change isn't just coming, it's already here. In the Trump era of leadership, small business owners are facing an unprecedented mix of shifting policies, emerging technologies, and evolving customer expectations. Welcome back, my fellow entrepreneurs. It's going to be another exciting episode of Small Business Big AI. I'm your host, Kim, here to help you navigate the future of business in the AI era. Now, today's episode is dropping the morning after a monumental moment in our nation, the inauguration of a new administration. Now, change is in the air. And while politics might not be our focus here, the ripple effects of leadership shifts are something that every small business owner needs to pay attention to. You see, change is inevitable. It's as much a part of life as it is a part of business. But here's the thing. How we respond to change can determine whether we struggle to keep up or use it as a springboard for growth. Think of it like this. You're sailing a ship through a narrow channel. The current is strong, the winds are high, and you've got to adjust your sails constantly to stay on course. Now that's agility in action. It's not just about weathering the storm. It's about using those strong winds to propel you forward. Just like adjusting those sails, AI is a tool that can help you steer your business through turbulent waters, keeping you agile and on course. So today, we're diving into how small businesses can stay agile, adapt to shifting landscapes, and seize the opportunities that come with those strong winds, change. And don't worry, we'll be breaking it all down with real actionable steps in my favorite segment, Coffee Table Conversations with Kim and Hal, where Hal will be sharing expert strategies for navigating this unique moment in time. Now, trust me, you won't want to miss it. So whether you're optimistic about the next 4 years or feeling a little uncertain, one thing's for sure, together we can find a way forward that works for our businesses and our communities. Now, for those of you who are new to Small Business Big AI, welcome aboard. This is the podcast where we don't just talk about AI. We explore how it impacts small businesses like yours, the challenges, the opportunities, and the real-world strategies that can help you thrive and become a technology-enabled superpower. So grab your favorite cup of coffee, or tea if that's more your vibe, and let's dive in. The Greek philosopher Heraclitus once said, "Change is the only constant in life." And boy, was he right. In the business world, especially for small businesses, this is truer than ever. So let's talk about navigating change as a small business owner. Now, whether you're an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, or running a small team, change impacts all of us. And with the Trump administration stepping into office, we're entering a new era of leadership. Now, policies, regulations, and economic priorities are shifting rapidly, creating both challenges and opportunities for small businesses. But here's the thing. While we can't always predict the winds of change, we can control how we respond to them. Agility, adaptability, and innovation are our strongest allies right now. And let me tell you, AI is one of the most powerful tools we have to stay ahead of the curve. So let's break this down into three areas where change is likely to affect your business and how you can use AI and smart strategies to respond. So, first, let's talk about economic policies. Now, a new administration often means shifts in regulations, taxes, and funding programs. Now, this can feel overwhelming, but it's also an opportunity to position your business for growth. So, here's an example. New funding initiatives might be introduced to support small businesses, whether it's grants, loans, or tax breaks. Now, AI tools like financial management platforms can help you stay on top of these opportunities. So imagine having a system that tracks policy changes and alerts you to funding programs that match your business needs. Now, that's the power of leveraging technology. So, here's a quick tip from a fellow small business owner. Try using AI tools to keep an eye on your finances and make sure you're set to grab those grants or funding opportunities when they pop up. Now, I'll drop a couple of popular options in the show notes, so don't forget to check out the links. Second, let's talk about your customers. Now, change often brings shifts in customer behavior. Now, whether it's spending habits, preferences, or how they engage with businesses, staying ahead of these trends is crucial. Now, here's where AI can help. Tools like customer analytics platforms can track patterns in real time, helping you understand what your audience needs and wants. Now, for instance, if you notice customers are spending less on certain products but more on others, you can pivot your offerings to meet demand without wasting resources. So imagine having a crystal ball that reveals your customers' needs before they even realize them. You'd know that iced coffee sales are about to skyrocket because a heat wave is rolling in. Or if, like right now, you're in those parts of the country bracing for a deep freeze this week, you'd be stocking up on hot cocoa. My favorite. Now, this isn't magic, though. It's the power of AI to analyze data, predict trends, recognize those shifts in your customers' behaviors, and give you those aha moments that keep your business ahead of the curve. Finally, let's talk about your operations. With all this change, how do you make sure your business runs smoothly? And this is where AI really shines. From automating repetitive tasks to managing inventory, AI can help you streamline processes so you can focus on strategic decisions. For example, tools like AI-driven inventory systems can automatically reorder stock when it's running low, so you never miss a sale. Or AI-powered scheduling tools can manage your calendar, ensuring you're spending time on what truly matters. Now, a friend of mine who owns a small boutique recently started using AI to manage her social media and inventory. Now, not only did she save hours each week, but she also saw a noticeable increase in sales because her posts were reaching the right people at the right time. So, whether it's adapting to new policies, understanding your customers better, or optimizing your operations, AI gives you the tools to stay agile and ready for whatever comes next. Let's take a quick breather here. If you're enjoying the episode and picking up some valuable insights, make sure to subscribe to Small Business Big AI on your favorite podcast app so you never miss out on future conversations. And hey, if you know someone who could use this information, go ahead and share it with them too. All right, it's time for one of my favorite segments of the podcast, Coffee Table Conversations with Kim and Hal. Now, this is where we dive deep into practical strategies to tackle the challenges that small business owners face every day. Now, welcome back, Hal.
Hey there, Cam. Great to be back in the strategist chair.
Yeah. So, Hal, we've got a lot to talk about today. Now, change is in the air. The Trump era is upon us, or as he says, the golden age is upon us. Bringing with it political, economic, and social shifts that small businesses need to navigate with precision and speed. But right now, let's start with you. Now, you've worked with so many industries, from yachting to tech to real estate. So, what's been the biggest lesson you've learned about navigating change in the business world?
Kim, it's funny that you should mention that. And as President Trump talked about during his inaugural address, the revolution of common sense makes a lot of sense. And one thing that I've learned that is inevitable, change is inevitable. However, chaos isn't.
True, change doesn't have to be chaotic, but let's be real. Embracing change can feel overwhelming, especially for small business owners who are already juggling 1,001 things. But I know you've got a game plan to make it manageable, right, Hal?
Absolutely, Kim. Like I always say, the businesses that thrive aren't the ones with the most resources. They're the ones that embrace change. They lean into it. They look at it as an opportunity. That's exactly why we developed, we being Howard and Howard Holdings, the small business transformation model. It's all about making change manageable. It's designed to take the mystery out of change and break it into 5 simple steps any business can follow.
Okay, Hal, you've got me curious now. So break it down for our listeners. What's the first step in this small business transformation model?
The first step is to embrace change, to lean into it. This was all about creating an urgency and excitement for the change that you're about to make. For example, let's say you're running a hair salon. You notice that your competitors are offering online booking and you're still relying on phone calls. Instead of seeing that as a threat, you frame it as an opportunity. You might say to your team, hey guys, with the new process, we can save time, attract new customers, and give our current clients a smoother experience. Let's go for it.
Yeah, so it's like lighting a fire, but in a good way that energizes your team, right? And that sounds like the perfect starting point. Inspire and embrace change. So, how? What comes next? What's step two?
Well, step 2 is build alignment. This is where you get everyone on the same page. This is where you get the input from your team. It particularly matters with a small business. This could mean sitting down with your team and saying, here's our goal, here's why it matters, and here's how each one of you plays a role in making it happen.
Oh, I like that. So, give us an example.
Okay, take a boat dealership that I worked with. They wanted to improve their sales process. We clarified roles like who handles the leads, who follows up, who closes the deal. And it was a game changer. By building alignment, it completely transformed their process.
It sounds like it's all about communication and clarity. That really does make all the difference. So, how? What's the third step?
Well, the third step is where the magic happens. Simplify systems and processes. You look at what's working, what's not, and where you can streamline. For example, I worked with an ice cream shop that struggled during peak hours. We introduced a simple, low-cost POS system to speed up transactions. Sales went up, customers' wait times went down, and employees, they were less stressed.
Yeah, that's a great reminder that small changes can really have big impacts, Hal, especially with the right tools.
Exactly, Kim. And that brings us to step 4, measure impact. Small businesses really don't need a complex dashboard. Sometimes it's as simple as maybe tracking how many cars your auto repair shop services in a day, or tracking how many repeat customers you're getting at your hair salon. Just track simple metrics, KPIs. Take the ice cream shop. They started tracking peak hour sales every week and noticed a 15% increase after the new systems was put in place. Numbers don't lie. They show you when you're on the right track.
Oh, I love how practical that is. It makes change feel manageable instead of overwhelming. But what about keeping the momentum going, Hal?
That's step 5. Celebrate your wins and reinforce your changes. This is one of my favorites. Change is hard, so when your team achieves a win, big or small, you celebrate it. Maybe it's a team lunch or just a heartfelt thank you. It keeps morale high and reminds everyone why you did the change and why the change is worth it.
And how that's such a positive note to end on. It's not just about making changes, but celebrating the journey as well. So let's recap the Howard and Howard 5-step small business transformation model. Embrace change, build alignment, simplify systems, measure impact, and celebrate wins. So, how I have to say, this framework makes navigating change feel doable for any business owner.
That's the goal. Whether you're running a tire shop, a hair salon, or even a robotics tools business, these steps can be tailored to fit your business. Change doesn't have to be scary. It can be the best thing to ever happen to your business.
And with tools like this, it's less about surviving change and more about thriving through it. Now, Hal, as always, you've shared golden nuggets of wisdom today. And to our listeners, remember, change is coming, but with the right tools, you are ready for it. And hey, if you're curious to learn more about the small business transformation model, you know where to find us. Thanks, Hal.
Thanks, Kim. It's always a pleasure.
Ready to unlock the power of AI for your small business? Well, don't just listen. Become a small business Big AI insider. Subscribe and get ready to dominate. Before we wrap up today's episode, I want to share a little story with you. You see, I grew up in a small town where the local hardware store, the family owned diner, and the corner bookstore weren't just businesses. They were the heart of our community. Now, my grandparents on my mother's side ran a shoe shop and a corner store on Main Street. My grandparents on my father's side ran a construction company and a vault business. They saw a lot of change over the years. Economic ups and downs, a highway bypass that almost wiped out their small town, changing administrations and government regulations. But here's what I admire most. They didn't just survive those changes. They adapted, they innovated, and they built a legacy that has lasted for generations. Now, that's the kind of agility and resilience I want you to take away from today. Because in the AI era, change isn't just happening, it's accelerating. The businesses that will thrive are those that can embrace change, not just react to it. So, what can you do to embrace change and use it to propel your business forward? Well, let me break it down into a few actionable takeaways. Number one, start small. But as I always say, start today. Don't wait for the perfect moment to adapt. Identify one area of your business where you can integrate AI or streamline a process. Maybe it's automating your social media post, using an AI driven scheduling tool, or tracking customer behavior. Remember, many of these platforms, services, or tools have a free starter plan, so take advantage of it and get started. Number two, keep your team aligned. If you have employees or a small team, make sure everyone understands the why behind the changes you're making. Now, when people feel included and know how they contribute to the bigger picture, they're more likely to embrace and support the transition. Okay, number three, focus on data and metrics. Now remember, numbers don't lie. So use simple tools to measure the impact of any changes that you implement. Now, whether it's tracking sales, customer retention, or even website traffic, let the numbers guide you so you can see what's working and then adjust or pivot when necessary. Number four, celebrate small wins. Change can be daunting. So when you achieve a milestone, big or small, celebrate it. It's a great way to boost morale, build momentum, and really keep the excitement alive for what's next. And finally, number five, I want you to stay curious and keep learning. In the AI era, things are evolving fast. Make time to stay informed about emerging trends and technologies that could benefit your business. Staying up to date is crucial. So think of it like this. If you're running a bakery, you wouldn't want to use a 1950s oven, right? You'd want the latest, most efficient model. Well, the same goes for your skills and knowledge. Keep them updated, and you'll be ready to bake up some amazing success. Podcasts like this one, articles, and webinars are great resources. And hey, you're already here, so you're off to a great start. So there you have it. 5 steps to help you embrace change and make it work for your business. And remember, like my grandparents showed me, resilience and adaptability are skills you can cultivate no matter the size of your business or the challenges you face. The road ahead may not always be easy, but it's full of possibility. Now, change isn't the enemy. It's the wind in your sails. So just adjust those sails and let's move forward together. Now, that's it for today's episode of Small Business Big AI. Thanks again for tuning in and spending some time with me as we've explored from pivot to profit, AI and change in the Trump era of leadership. Now, I hope you're walking away with a renewed sense of confidence to navigate change and embrace the opportunities it brings. Remember, the future of your business is in your hands. By staying agile, adapting to new landscapes, and leveraging tools like AI, you're not just keeping up, you're creating your own path, creating that technology-enabled superpower. Now, if you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on what's coming next. And if you found value in today's discussion, I'd love it if you could leave a review. It really helps others discover the podcast. Plus, your feedback keeps me inspired and ready to bring you more actionable insights. Until next time, keep embracing change, keep innovating, and remember, the future of your business is bigger than you think. And the steps you take today will shape the legacy you build tomorrow. Now, I'm Kim, and this has been Small Business, Big AI. I'll catch you in the next episode.